Here at the Inca conference, I'm joined by Laura Holdgate of Which. Laura, thanks for talking to us today. Now, you've just chaired an interesting session about consumer take-up, a key area for altnets. What were the main sort of findings of that?
Yeah, we had a really interesting panel discussion. So we talked a lot about the terminology that providers are using and how they're speaking to their customers, and the work that Ofcom's doing to sort of standardise terminology and making sure that all providers are taking the same approach, so removing some of that complexity and confusion that consumers face. So lots of discussion about that and the terminology around the word fibre, and particularly fibre used for fibre to the cabinet services, but then full fibre and the difference and how that's being communicated to customers. So really interesting discussion.
Yeah, because that's always been a bit controversial in the UK. Now, you did a major report, your company, last year. How does that fit in with some of the discussion that was going on today?
Yes, that was really closely related to the discussion we're having today. So last year, Which was asked by the government to convene the Gigabit Take-Up Advisory Group, and we worked with the CBI and FSB and spent a lot of time talking to industry and other stakeholders to try and understand the barriers that consumers and businesses are facing to adopting these new connections, and then to put together a set of recommendations about what needs to be done to make sure take-up's as strong as possible and that consumers and businesses experience the benefits that these connections offer.
Yeah, I mean, what would your sort of points be? What's your advice for an altnet desperate to turn homes past into actual customers?
I think one of the main things that we looked at in that report was about how you communicate these services to people, so improving awareness and understanding. So what really are the benefits that people will experience when they have a gigabit-capable connection? We found that people really like the terminology around reliability, so they want a more reliable connection. They're less bothered about speed, they want something reliable, and they also want examples of what that means in practice as well. And I think they're some of the key things that we immediately need to address to help awareness and understanding.
That's very interesting. Thank you very much for talking to us today.
Thanks, Brian.